There's a lot of potential for extension of TMS into different areas of addiction, different areas of neurological health. One of the things that a lot of companies are exploring are more of a home use modality. Right, so not necessarily as a standalone replacement of what you would do in a clinic, but is there potential for a supplemental sub-threshold TMS product?
What does the future look like for Deep TMS in the mental health and addiction treatment landscape?
Oh man, there's so much potential with neuromodulation in general, whether it's TMS or there's different methodologies that are being used out there for electrical, magnetic, non-invasive, implantables. But with TMS in particular, we just talked about how it's really only a few indications in the US, depression, OCD, and smoking addiction, but it's been studied for so many other different types of conditions like PTSD, alcohol use disorder, opioid use disorder, Parkinson's. And in fact, in Europe, we've got, I believe, 13 CE mark indications, right? So they've got different regulations on what you can treat people for with TMS in Europe. So we know we believe it can be effective for these different areas. It's just a matter of doing the double-blind, randomized, controlled studies and showing the data to the FDA and getting their clearance for this. But yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for extension of TMS into different areas of addiction, different areas of neurological health. One of the things that a lot of companies are exploring are more of a home use modality. Right, so not necessarily as a standalone replacement of what you would do in a clinic, but is there potential for a supplemental sub-threshold TMS product, let's say, to enhance the durability of treatment? So similar to what we were just talking about in terms of people coming in for booster sessions, could you put them through the course of treatment and then send them home with an at-home TMS regimen that keeps them at that level of response or remission for much longer? So I think these are some of the things that are being explored out there. There's also potential to even enhance the efficacy of TMS by having it address more neurons in the brain that focus on different areas of the brain and different networks. So we're still, even though TMS has been FDA cleared since 2008, in the realm of healthcare, it's still a technology that's in its infancy, and there's just a lot that can be done going forward.
Right. So tell me about 𝐟𝐴𝐺. What's the long-term mission in the mental health space, and how do you see Deep TMS evolving?
So 𝐟𝐴𝐺, we're a company that's based in Israel, but with most of our commercial operations in the US. Right? So we benefit from sort of the entrepreneurial medical device spirit that a lot of companies that do come from Israel. But most of the deployments at this point are in the US and Canada, although it's growing internationally.
To get a free copy of the 12-step guide that I created for you, click on the link in the description below.
And our mission is just to really focus on mental health and improve the lives of patients across the gambit. So we're always looking at new indications of what else can TMS treat effectively. We do lead the field really in clinical research into these different conditions. We're always looking to expand the state of the art with the technology, and can we make it more effective? Can we make it more comfortable for patients? Can we ease the use of the device with the technician and the clinician? So that's really where we're pushing forward right now. Traditionally, our focus has been on educating psychiatrists, right? Because starting out as a company, of course, we have to get machines out there so that there are places for patients to go. Right now that we have 800 plus locations in the US that are offering Deep TMS, our focus is starting to shift more towards educating and making patients aware of this, and referral partners, right? So we want primary care doctors, we want therapists to know about this so that they can tell their patients there are other options if you're not benefiting enough from this. So I think that's really the future over the next few years, is to try to make this more of a well-known mainstream option in the zeitgeist for mental health and addiction treatment.
And it is more of a well-known option in some areas. And it's in Arizona, it's becoming more well-known. It's more well-known in California, for example, in Southern California specifically. And one of the things that I loved, so I mentioned the conference that you guys held in Salt Lake City, which that conference you put on for current providers, which I loved that you guys did that. And it makes so much sense because you guys realized that 50% of your new machines were sold from providers. And
Yep,
so why
that's right.
not put on a conference where you bring all the providers together, we share best practices, we learn more about Deep TMS and how to do a better job so that we can, and then we're going to share the results with other providers that we know in the local area, and we're going to continue to offer a better service.
Yeah, I mean, the genesis of the Masterclass Symposium, we recognize that some of our current customers are growing, opening new sites, becoming really regional or even national experts on TMS. And, of course, provide some support, right? They'll train the hospital or the clinician on the device. They might do a little bit of marketing support, but that's about it. But I think we've realized, over the years that there's a much higher bar that we need to hit in terms of partnering with our customers on this. Always businessmen, right? And we provide all the support that we can to help them navigate any insurance challenges, how to establish referral networks, how to for the treatment. We want to help them optimize their workflow in the practice because everybody benefits, right, when that happens. Of course, it helps us because these clinics grow. It helps the clinic be more efficient and profitable. And most importantly, it helps them treat as many patients as possible. Right. So I think that's really what we're geared towards in terms of our success programs is helping all these challenges, but also, like you said, creating a forum for people to share best practices. The best ideas and the best guidance comes from your peers and not from machine.
Right. You got value from this video. If you heard what you needed to hear, be sure to like it. Comment if you've got a question or you have something to say. Subscribe to the channel. Camelback Recovery provides treatment services for people struggling with mental health, mental illness, addiction, alcoholism, whatever it may be. So if you or a loved one is struggling and you need some guidance and you need some direction, reach out to us. Our contact information is down below, or you can go to our website, camelbackrecovery.com, whether it be detox, inpatient treatment, outpatient treatment, sober living, recovery coaching, sober companion services, whatever it may be. Like I said, we can either help you or make sure that you get sent in the right direction. We help people all over the country, all over the world for that matter. I'll see you on the next video.